Hey everybody, Chip here. Now, before we go any further, this is going to be just a basic video of nothing going on in the background as you can see right now. So feel free to leave this on a tab in the background, but it is still quite important if you do actually enjoy the videos, assume that I do, that you listen to what I'm about to say during this video. It's 2025, so this is obviously like a new year, right? And I obviously want to make this year better than the previous 2 years. I think the last 2 years I have really dropped the ball a bit with the whole content creation thing. And to be completely honest, I've been very, very demotivated the last 2 years. And I do want to take a serious push, one final like push, to see, okay, can I grow a community? I'm not asking like a stupidly big community, but can I grow a community where if I were to stream, even if it's like not here on YouTube, I would go stream on Twitch and do like a variety, like, you know, gameplay through. Would I be able to get at least some consistent people that always be out there no matter what I do kind of thing? Not asking for like 50, even like 10 people. Fine with that. But obviously, like the main focus when it comes to growing a community is let me niche down to Pokemon, let me stick to YouTube and do it mostly here, you know what I mean? But what isn't going to help me is doing things that I've done for the past 2 years, which is just randomly take like 3 to 4 month breaks here and there and not like saying when I'm going to return out of like seemingly nowhere. So to put it, well, bluntly, the reason why I've been struggling in the last 2 years more than anything is like, for those that have not known me, like since I've like really, you know, yeah, like I was saying that, so those that have known me from when I started content creation, well, mostly streaming back in 2017, May 18th, 2017. I used to be a lot more passionate for this, and I always have been someone that is like bounced off what like people have like kind of said. So what do I mean exactly by that? I'm always looking to ask people for feedback in terms of, oh, what do you like about this? What do you like about that? What should I do here? What should I do there? And over the last 2 years especially, some of the people who used to be head mods in this community have, probably for good reason, just been completely MIA, not said a single message whatsoever, and the usual stuff and talk you would get from them over like the 2017 to like 2021 period. It just completely evaporated on itself. Out of everyone that like was helping with that, I think maybe 2 people still actively, you know, talk and, you know, actually give me legitimate, you know, feedback and like actually talk to me, and the rest of them just like pretend like I don't exist now. So going into 2025, I am going to be focusing less on what the people think. Now, if you are someone who genuinely cares and actually wants to give feedback, then I'm all ears. But I'm tired of putting up for the last 2 years of waiting for feedback and waiting and waiting and waiting, and then it never happens for years on end. Remember, this is 2 years in a row this has been happening now, so it's not like this is just like a couple of weeks kind of thing. No, this is years at this point. And it's a big factor why I was so demotivated in general to just like be like, nah, I don't want to do this anymore kind of thing, and why I was so close to quitting a few times. But overall, I've kind of got to the point now with where I am where I'm gonna stop caring about what people think about the stuff that I do. Thing is, the videos I make and the streams that I do, if I find them fun and I'm enjoying myself, that's what matters. Because ultimately, if I as the creator am not enjoying what I am putting out, then what reason am I giving for the people who are watching to be entertained by it and to enjoy it themselves? I think that's a pretty simple concept to understand that, right? Now, there are a group of people behind the scenes, not in my server, but in another server, more of an IRL friend server, who we're watching back the videos with, and they're giving me legitimate, proper feedback about if they enjoy the episode or not, and what I can do better, what I've done good. And considering I've not got enough people like who are meant to be part of my community for 5+ years now, I cannot tell you like how vital that has been of keeping me doing this, because if it wasn't for them, I don't know if I'd even be here making this video right now, honestly. Because the biggest offender when it comes to the whole like feedback thing over the years, and it's something that me, I won't name others, I don't think they want to be brought into this, but they have and DMs said this to me so many times and I couldn't agree more. The cliche line, do what you enjoy, doesn't work. It's like a half and half. It's like a double-edged sword. Just doing what we want. If all of us could just play any random game that we enjoy, no matter how big or small it is, and get like the same amount of like viewership as everyone else, then it wouldn't even be hard becoming a Twitch partner, becoming a YouTube partner, doing it full time, growing a community. It would not be hard. Everybody would have it. But the reason why it's hard. Now, I have been watching content on YouTube since about 2011, 2010, somewhere around with that. It wasn't as early as 09. I think I might have watched a couple of videos in 2009, but I didn't have an account at that time. I first had an account in 2010, and I've went through multiple different accounts now at this point. Back in the early 2010s, there used to be a golden era of Let's Play content across the board, right? If you watch YouTube back then, you know what I mean. For those of you who didn't watch back then, it's very hard to describe to you what it was like back then without you being there. Essentially, attention spans weren't completely short, and people could sit there and watch a 40-minute Let's Play video, even though it wasn't super edited with a bunch of like, you know, brain rotten memes, and people would just watch it just fine all the time, every day. Channels like Chugga Conway is a good example of that. However, nowadays, his stuff is really, really well edited to the point where I don't think it's really like fair to say, oh no, his stuff isn't proper edited. But just in general, a lot of Let's Play channels back in early 2010s, a lot of it just wasn't like fully edited all the time. It was a little bit edited, but it wasn't like edited all the time. There was quite a bit of like, you know, how to describe it? Like filler air, like dead space that like could be cut out and reduce the length of the video. But back then, we would eat that kind of stuff up, and I was really inspired by these type of Let's Play channels. How they're able to show off their passions for certain game series they like. For example, one day they could be doing a Pokemon Mystery Dungeon series. The next series they'd be doing a Crash Bandicoot game. The next one they could be going over and doing Mario Kart or something like that. Or the next one after that they could be playing, I don't know, Jak and Daxter. You know, so it's like it was a lot different back then. People, I feel, back then were more so like engaged with the creator and the personality of the creator that they were, rather than today. Don't get me wrong, there's still a percentage of people's audiences that are there for the creator. You do still see that, but it's a lot smaller than it used to be. I feel nowadays a lot of it is, oh, if you're not covering a game that I like, I'm not going to care about you anymore. Bye, kind of thing. That's the message that I'm definitely getting, and I've even gotten that vibe from a lot of the Discord community that I'm meant to have, apparently, even though realistically the only people caring there are 2 or 3 people out of like 30 or 40. So yeah, that's like my whole thing about why I'm going to focus more on what I want to do this year rather than waiting for a response from them, because I probably will never get it, other than the people who do care. And people in Discord that I talk to in my own server, in general chat or DMs, you know who you are because I talk to you on a regular, and I really appreciate you for still sticking with me after so long. Now, go back to what I was just saying before about the whole do what you want thing. That sentence, while it is extremely tiring to hear for creators' point of view, it isn't exactly wrong. I think they're missing a little bit of context to truly chime in what they're trying to say. Alright? Because, like, do what you enjoy inside of a niche that is going to grow a community around that niche should, in theory, work. I've niched down mostly into Pokemon content. Okay, sure, I'm still going to stream a couple of games that are not Pokemon on this channel just because they're really, really high priority, how much I love those game series. For example, like a Xenoblade Chronicles, that will probably definitely be there. But majority of everything else is going to be streamed on the Twitch. That's a variety game channel now for me. I can do whatever games I want over there now and not have to worry about performance or anything like that. You know? The reason why I niche down into Pokemon as well is because, like I mentioned before, there's so many things always coming out for this series that it's kind of hard to always find that like there is nothing to do, because you've got the main series entries, like let's say for example Pokemon Emerald, Platinum, Black and White 2, XY, Legend Arceus, Scarlet Violet. You get the point. There's also spin-offs like Mystery Dungeon, Pokemon Ranger, Pokemon Snap, Pokepark even. Battle Revolution, Stadium, Pinball. Like, there's a lot of like also really good side games that you can do a lot of like playthroughs on, and then you've got like Nuzlocke and all that, challenge stuff. I'm not really going to be a tutorial guy. I used to do tutorials when I was a Let's Play channel like 3 years ago, but I think I'm going to stop that because to me, especially with tutorials, it feels as if like people are only there to take advantage of the time that you put in to do a tutorial, and they're not going to stick around afterwards. They're just here to get a solution to the problem, and then they're going to piss off again, basically, from what I can see. And I don't think that's entirely wrong. I don't mean that in a bad way, but that just seems to be how it kind of works. And that's the reason why I won't really do tutorials going forward, kind of thing. But yeah, the whole Pokemon Age, there's so much stuff always coming out for the series. We're right around the corner, like literally right around the corner from the Switch to getting more Legend CA news as well. And I'll definitely be covering and doing a first playthrough of Legend CA when that comes out for sure. What am I trying to say here? I honestly don't know how to put it into words, but basically, I'm going to be listening less to what people, or rather, I'm going to be listening less to people's feedback about just complete idiocy and stupidity, and focusing more on the people that make rational sense and are legit, are actual good, good people and actually will help. And it's not just randomly, do what you want, video good. Like, what does that do for me? Like, video good, okay, but what's actually good about it? You know what I'm saying? And then I waited like weeks on weeks to get that bit of feedback. Like, okay, video good, what about it's good? You know what I mean? Like, compared to the people who I watched back the videos with, who actually gave me detailed shit about, this particular part's good because you did this. Like, it's such a breath of fresh air in comparison. Like, holy crap, bro. Like, overall, just, yeah, I'm going to focus more on me in 2025, what content I want to do. And I'm pretty sure if you guys have watched the last episode of Nuzlocke, where it's been more me and like more edit heavy, you can see more the personal style of me coming more out in those videos. I'm expressing myself more. I'm not really caring what people say, because it's not like I'm making POS or being offensive to like certain people or that, you know what I mean? I'm just having fun with it again like I did back in 2017, 2018. With a much better understanding and idea of how the whole like content creation thing works, with better setups, better audio, better like visual quality than it did back in 2017. So I'm having fun with it again. This is my final run. If it doesn't work this time, I'm done for good. I'm going back to having a lot more spare time, because this, try to do like a part-time job and do this at the same time, yeah, it's pretty hard to balance it all and all that. But if this doesn't work out, I'll go back to having a lot more spare time again. I can get any game I want at any time and it'll be fine. But I can actually have fun doing it again. That is one of the most important things to me by far, is to just enjoy doing this again. Have that passion like I once did for this thing back in like back in 2017, 2018 when I was doing it. I'm going to try and grow. Doesn't have to be a massive Pokemon channel, but just to the point where, you know, I got people that actually will care. And in that way, once I start getting a bit of a community, this is going to lead into my other point I'm going to make, where I want to actually start doing more ambitious videos this year. So these won't just be your typical like playthroughs or Nuzlocke kind of thing, right? These will be videos where I play through the entirety of, for example, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet in one video. Might be like a 40-45 minute video, but then I add like a concept on top of it. Like I explain my journey throughout the game, getting from the start to the end. But considering what the video might be about, I'll talk about the journey of that during the video as well, start to finish kind of thing. And I think more of those ambitious, more unique type of videos that haven't really been done before might be a really good way to get myself out there to new people who might find me for the first time. I'll just tell you guys what it is, right? So, before I did this Pokemon, before I focused on Pokemon, I was doing Platinum Trophy stuff, right? Well, you know me, I like, you know, going for Platinum Trophies, I like going for achievements. And games that I find particularly enjoyable to me. I've got quite a lot of Platinum Trophies on PlayStation and all that stuff. So I'm thinking, the Nintendo, well, we don't know if the Switch sure if they're going to do it. Hopefully they finally pull the trigger on achievements, but I am going to go and play for Scarlet and Violet base game, right? And I am going to make my own custom achievements list. I'm going to try and make it as realistic as possible via PlayStation's like style, you know, about 30 to 50 trophies per like platinum trophy kind of thing, excluding DLC trophy lists. Like, okay, if you get these 30 to 50 trophies, that's you 100% the game, and you get like a little special like trophy on top for being like, oh, you've completed it, you've got all the trophies, you've 100% the game kind of thing, right? So I don't really see anybody ever doing that for Pokemon games. Like, whoever there is like going through a Pokemon game and be like, oh, if this game was on another platform that had achievements built in, this is where this would pop, and this is where we would get this trophy and that trophy, you know? Okay, maybe most of the player base that plays Pokemon couldn't care less about achievement hunting or like 100% in games. Okay, cool, fine. But I think it'd be a cool concept, just to be like, what if this scenario did actually happen kind of thing, you know? For someone who does like 100% Pokemon games, you know? Because I've got a full living decks and all that. But that would be like the only like ambitious type of video, but just that kind of style with longer 45 minute episodes, 45 minute like videos. And it allows me the freedom of not having to be not too worried, where it's like, oh no, people's attention spans have been shot nowadays, I can't release anything less than 30 minutes per video or else it's not going to do well. Because recently I have been noticing whether I release a 20-minute episode or a 50-minute episode, the average watch duration and the views are honestly round about the same, honestly. I don't really notice a difference, so I'm kind of of the opinion, why don't I just release longer videos? I can make in the case of like my Nuzlogs and my playthrough type of stuff, it allows me to make a hell of a lot more progress in one video by cutting out a lot of filler stuff. That way, per episode, like I'm not in a position where I can really upload daily, unfortunately. It's not like I have a dedicated editor that I pay or that. We can like get a hell of a lot of progress done per episode, so it feels that the progress we're making in one episode would be like the equivalent of me uploading a few days in a row, like daily uploads kind of thing, so we make up for that fact that we're not like uploading daily by having a ton of progress every time I do upload. It allows me to get into new projects and series a lot sooner, and also because I'm not going to feel pressurized to like upload every single day or every 2 days, which I normally typically do for a series at the moment until this change. I'm not pressurized to have videos out by a certain time, and that way I can focus on making some of the larger scale videos. Now, I don't think sustainability wise I'd be able to keep these longer videos going on like all the time. It would be a once in a blue moon thing, but whenever I get the idea of doing something, I 100% will try and do that kind of video, right? Because for the custom trophy / achievement list with Scarlet and Violet, that would actually be broken into 3 different videos, I would think. So the one I've already mentioned would be for the base game, just, you know, get from the start of the game, get down to beating everything at the final like boss of the game down to Area 0. That would be the base game video. Then I'd also do a new video on DLC 1 and another video on DLC 2. I think you can split all 3 map areas into its own section and it's like own video, if that makes sense. And talking of more ambitious stuff and newer stuff, I'm going to change this a little bit and go back and take a little trip to the past now. So, I was flicking through my old uploads that I've got private. They've not been deleted, by the way. They're just sitting there private. We're being a Pokemon channel now. I have actually got a full-on playthrough, start to finish, of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, base game, new Pokemon Snap, and the remake of Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Rescue Team. So Mystery Dungeon, you know, DX. Don't get me wrong, the audio quality is a slightly less than what it is now, and I look a lot younger. This is like series 3-4 years ago and all that stuff. However, I'm thinking of re-releasing some of these series. I can't go and like, you know, re-edit these episodes because they're already uploaded on YouTube. However, what I may do is just release the entire, put them all into a playlist, because for some reason, for whatever reason, they're not in a playlist right now. What I'd probably do is I'd put them all in a playlist, number them and all, like 1 through to however many episodes in the playlist. Make the playlist public, and then as I'm releasing a whole series of like old videos from an older series when I used to be a Let's Play only channel, kind of thing, a variety channel, I will put like a little video, almost like a little like, you know, 30-second clip to be, or a minute video being like, hey guys, here's a Let's Play series I did from like, I don't know, 2020. where I play through start to finish this game. But disclaimer, the footage you will see in this series is outdated, and the thumbnails especially, I would say, weren't nearly as good as I can make them now. So while it might be a series you guys are looking forward to, the actual like ability of mine to cut out a lot of filler stuff and just get straight to the point might not be there, especially in the Mystery Dungeon series. Like, I might do a little bit more yapping than I probably should have at the time, but you know, you have to learn how to cut that kind of stuff out over time. You don't just magically from day one when you start doing it, oh, you just magically know what to cut out. It's a gradual thing you get with experience, right? So there's that. Yeah, I would release the Mystery Dungeon series, new Pokemon Snap, and then the base game of Scarlet and Violet. The reason why these three series are special to me, despite especially on the Mystery Dungeon side, why my audio quality might not be, it's acceptable. Like, I've listened to it back. I've listened to like 5 or 10 minutes of the Sky Tower episode from Mystery Dungeon. I think it's part 17, and the audio quality is acceptable. There's a tiny bit of reverb there, but it's nothing that's like horrible. That's acceptable, but it's not as good as my current setup for my mic, I would say. But what I'd probably do is I'd put a disclaimer and pinned comment under every single part of those videos, because I can't exactly re-edit the videos before they go back up live. They're already on YouTube, so they just go from private to being public. I'll put a disclaimer comment, pinned comment at the top of every episode of my old series, being like, this is an old like playthrough series from this year. So if the quality of the video is a little bit worse than what my current stuff that I'm releasing is, this is the reason why. I hope you enjoy nonetheless. And like I say, put out a minute video saying the day before I'm going to release the playlist, being like, hey, here's an old playlist from this year. Like for example, let's say Scarlet and Violet, right? Here is a previous what's your name? Here's a previous playthrough from when did Scarlet and Violet release? I think it was 2022, right? Yeah, because the 3-year cycle for the new generation is in 2025 now. So yeah, let's say for Scarlet and Violet, it'd be like I release a 1-minute video. It's like, hey guys, tomorrow I'm gonna be releasing an entire playlist, of every part of my 2022 Pokemon Scarlet Let's Play that I privated like a long time ago, and it's now going to be available to watch from the start all the way through to the end tomorrow. And that's how I do those free series like that, okay? I still want to get into new stuff. I don't think I should do like daily uploads for those. Just drop the series, and anybody that wants to go back and watch it, they can. Regarding stuff that I haven't released, however, I stopped being a Let's Play channel when I realized variety gaming on YouTube is, well, just dead unless you already have a huge, massive channel. It's got a great following. The initial raw reaction to DLC 1, DLC 2, and the epilogue chapter of Scarlet and Violet, all 3 of those different stories, yeah, I've got them all raw recorded. I've not edited them yet, but they're all been raw recorded. I've got my initial reaction of all of that with the new style of how I edit, for DLC 1, Land of Kitakami, DLC 2, Blueberry Academy, and then the epilogue chapter, the Mochi Mayhem, I will do those as dedicated series. Like first time playthroughs, you see my first time reaction to practically everything that I did in those areas, and I will release them as normal series. I think to make more sense though, I'm going to wait for those series until my Scarlet and Violet series has been re-released. Now, I understand that for like an entire playthrough of Mystery Dungeon, a new Pokemon Snap, Scarlet and Violet, to watch like maybe like 30 episodes, that's going to take a bit of time. It's not something I'm going to release every week. I think maybe like once a month until I get to the final like old series that I have got in the databank. I will space each playlist release around about 1 month until I catch up with everything, but I'm not going to release anything to do with the Pokemon DLC, Scarlet and Violet DLC stuff until the Scarlet and Violet playlist is back up and running, because like I say, it wouldn't make sense me having the DLC for that game available on the channel as a playthrough, but the actual base game that the whole game's based on isn't even available anywhere. That just doesn't seem right to me, so hopefully you can understand where I'm going with that. And lastly, I want to talk about some of the live streams I'll do on this channel. It's no secret that I know most people in my Discord do not give a crap about me doing Genshin or Starville. especially those like Genshin Impact or Honkai Star Rail, if you don't know what I mean by the shortened name of those games. I really like streaming the reaction to the main like story quest of those games, because I don't know why, but I like reminiscing and going back and seeing my first raw initial reaction to certain parts of the story as the story is evolving each year in those games. And it's something that I kind of like to look back on sometimes and reminisce and have nostalgia for and all that stuff, you know? And alongside, you know, like other games like Xenoblade Chronicles, I want to have games that I really, really care about be live streamed here on YouTube. Because unlike Twitch, your VODs get saved here. You can always go back and rewatch it anytime, and you didn't get deleted after a certain amount of time, right? Only way these VODs will be deleted is, well, if someone hacked my account and deleted the VOD, or I break the terms of service and my channel gets deleted. Which hopefully neither will ever happen. But you never know. On the stream side, you guys get the notification, right, that I go live. So nothing I can do to stop that. I know my Pokemon channel mostly, but I am going to do some other games as well from time to time. Just know that my Pokemon is my main focus, but that isn't going to stop me from also doing a couple of other things here and there. Majority of the variety stuff though has been moved to Twitch. So for example, when I play through games that aren't as high priority for me, like playing through the remakes of Super Mario RPG, Legend of the Seven Stars, and the Paper Mario Thousand Year Door remake. And as much of a big game as it is, when I eventually do get around to playing Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, because I played Breath of the Wild initially, those will all be on Twitch. I'm not really too bothered about having those game reactions even be said, because they're not super like, well, they are important games, right? But like, they're not like, oh, these are some of my favorite game series ever. I've never really been a big Zelda guy or that, so yeah. I'll give an example, right? Super Mario RPG, I don't mind not getting my reaction for. However, I'm a platformer guy. I'm a 3D platformer guy. I grew up with 3D platforms as a kid. And I still play 3D platforms to this day, like, which is why I stream Astro Bot on YouTube. Now, if we get like a brand new 3D Mario game similar to Odyssey or Galaxy or Sunshine on the Switch 2, you'll probably see me stream that here on YouTube, because 3D platformers mean something really, really... They mean something to me, you know. They are what my favorite genre of gaming is, 3D platformers, right? So it's hard to describe this, but let's say like 80% of just any other random variety game that I do that's not going to be like super in my top 5 kind of thing will be on Twitch. Like, even though I like 3D platformers, let's say like a game like I've been waiting to play for years, like I've still been putting off for years, like a Hat in Time, a really great indie 3D platformer, probably play that on Twitch. Whereas something like the new 3D Mario on the Switch 2, which I assume that's inevitably going to be announced at some point within the next 2 years of me making this video, that will be streamed on YouTube. A game like, Grand Theft Auto 6 is coming out. Well, we don't know if it's coming out, but we presume it's going to be like around about November 2025 it's going to release. If I'm going to stream that, like the story mode playthrough of that, I'll probably do that on the Twitch. A game like Pokemon Legends CA or Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition, you know, the Xenoblade Chronicles X is coming out in March this year, and Legends CA. Well, first of all, Pokemon Legends CA, I'm a Pokemon channel, so I'm going to be doing that. Obviously, it's a playthrough on a video series on YouTube. And because Xenoblade Chronicles is one of my top game series of all time, that will also be streamed on YouTube, if that makes sense. So it's hard to describe, like I say, but you can get an idea. It's going to be like a 75-25 split, 75 mostly being on Twitch. Because if I'm going to like make this a Pokemon channel, I need to like predominantly make it Pokemon content that's getting uploaded or streamed. That just is common sense. But I also think there should be a little bit of flexibility where I can do a couple other things here and there. And I mean, well, in the case of Pokemon content as well, like that's on a Nintendo console. Xenoblade Chronicles also on a Nintendo console. I don't think I'm like changing up my audience too much, honestly. If you know what I'm saying. It's not like I'm playing Pokemon and I'm going to play a horror game like you know, I don't know, like, I can't think of any off the top of my head, like Outlast or something, you know what I mean? It's not like I'm doing a complete shift. Not like I'm going from Pokemon to Outlast or Pokemon to Grand Theft Auto or like Pokemon to playing, I don't know, The Last of Us or Uncharted, you know what I mean? Like, it's not like a complete drastic difference. The stuff that I'm still doing, streaming on YouTube, in the case of like other Pokemon stuff that might just get streamed, Xenoblade Chronicles, Astro Bot, 3D Mario, like they are all stuff that in terms of the target audience and the people who would play them are likely to be people who also play Pokemon stuff, you know? if you get what I'm saying. So that's where I am with everything. Something I forgot to mention in the video that I'm adding in here as I'm editing the video is about my streaming times going forward as well. One tiny little thing on this. TLDR, Monday to Thursday, I work from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. and then Friday from 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. I have really struggled the last couple of years to stream because of most of the people coming out to the streams were UK-based audience. However, when I'd be able to stream, it'd be way too late for them. I'm just going to have to accept the fact that I'm not going to be able to stream at a time that suits both me and them. So if it be especially Monday to Thursday, if I need to stream at something like, I don't know, 8:30 or 9 p.m. at night after I get home from work and I have food and all that, I'm streaming all the way through to 2 a.m. It is what it is, guys. It's not I'm doing it deliberately, as if that just I have no other choice. If you want to see me do streams in general, I need to do a time that suits me, if that makes sense. I could try again to like do more streams Friday, Saturday, Sunday, so like, you know, I can do it a bit earlier than like, you know, 8:30 or 9 p.m. UK at night. I can do it close to like 5 or 6, and then I can go for longer during the weekend as well. But again, it's something I'm gonna have to just figure out for now. But right now, when I go back to work after this winter break's done, Monday to Thursday, it's gonna be very tough for me to stream if I'm not streaming at like 8:30 or 9 p.m. at the earliest. So apologies, but nothing I can do about that. Anyway, let's go back to the previous video I recorded. I hope like how I've came across makes sense to people. If you got any questions, like please put it in the comments, because I am willing to respond to people, but I can't like respond to people about any questions they have if they don't let me know they've got a question in the first place, obviously, you know. So yeah, overall TLDR, the biggest thing is I'm going to care less going forward and just have fun with it again. And if people will come along with the ride, they can. But I guess we'll see in due time if we'll grow as community or not. Hopefully we will, but the rest of 2025 and maybe going into 2026, who knows, we'll decide that. So this is Cube, signing out. Have a good one. Stay safe. And I will see you in a video or stream very soon. Have a good one, stay safe, and peace.